Hey everybody, my name is Calvin, and welcome to episode 1 of my Python 101 course. Python is one of the most widely used programming languages because it's readable, flexible, and it shows up pretty much everywhere from automation scripts to web backends to data work and machine learning. More importantly for beginners, it's a solid language for learning the core ideas that show up in pretty much every single programming language that exists. If you understand those fundamentals in Python, you can transfer them to other languages later without having to start over. The goal of this course is to take you from complete zero to being able to write real programs on your own. That means you won't just follow along and copy code. The goal here will be to understand what each line does, know how to write tests, and learn how to debug when something doesn't work. I'm also aiming to build good habits early, like organizing code into projects, using an editor properly, and keeping your work saved and versioned. By the end, you should be comfortable reading and writing Python, solving common beginner to intermediate level elite code problems, and starting small projects without feeling lost. For the first video, we're just going to be setting up the environment that we'll use for the entire series. We're going to install Python, install a code editor, in this case VS Code, set up any key extensions, set up Git and GitHub, so all of our coursework lives in one course repository. Without further ado, let's get started. The first step here that we have to do is to install Python. Go onto Google and search Python download, and use the official python.org download page. Should look something like this. Click on it. Then, we want to download the latest version for our operating system. In my case, I'll be using Windows, but if you're following along with a different OS, the process should be very similar. Scroll down to the latest Python release, in this case Python 3.14.2, and then click download. Scroll all the way down to files, click on Windows Installer. An executable will be downloaded. We can click on it. In our setup window here, we want to click the checkbox that says add python.exe to path. Path is a list of locations your terminal searches for commands. So if Python isn't on path, typing Python in the terminal won't work, and tools like VS Code won't be able to automatically find it reliably. Checking that box prevents the most common setup issue. Then, run the installer using the default options. I already have Python on my machine, but follow along with the instructions for your specific installation. Let's test the Python installation. For Windows, we open up Command Prompt, or on Mac, open up Terminal, and type in Python -- version. This should give you your installation of Python and the specific version. In my case, I'm using an older version of Python 3.12, but that should differ on your machine since you just downloaded something like 3.14.2. If that doesn't work, try Python 3 instead of Python. Then let's run a quick test. Type in Python or Python 3. Something like this should pop up. Now type in print hello world, exactly like that, and then hit enter. If hello world is successfully printed, then that means your Python installation is up and running. Next, we'll need an editor. You can technically write Python in anything, even Notepad if you wanted to, but VS Code makes learning and debugging way easier. Go to Google again and search up VS Code install. Navigate to the official Visual Studio Code site. Follow the instructions for your specific OS and download it like any other app. The reason we'll use VS Code in this series is because it supports running code, debugging with breakpoints, autocomplete, and project organization, which are all things that you'll need if you want to program beyond any tiny scripts. Open up your newly installed app, and it should look something like this. Now, we want to download the relevant extensions. I already have a few downloaded, but I'll point out the ones that you'll need. First, download Python by Microsoft right here. Install Pylance by Microsoft as well. This will improve autocomplete and any error checking. And finally, let's also install Jupyter. You can disregard this for now, but we'll be using Jupyter notebooks later for any explanations and experiments. Now, we want to install something called Git. Git is what tracks our changes locally. On Mac, Git is usually already available. On Windows, we can download Git for Windows from the official site and install it. So like usual, search up git install, navigate to your specific OS, and follow the instructions. During installation, any defaults are fine for this course. Now, let's go back to the command prompt. Like our Python command up here, we want to confirm that Git works as well. Type in git -- version, and if something pops up like this, then you're good. Now, we'll need a GitHub account. Go on Google and navigate to github.com, and a page like this will show up. We want to create an account if you don't already have one. Click sign up. Type in an email that you'll keep. Put in a password. Type in a username that you're comfortable putting on projects, since this will be a part of your public portfolio, and hit create account. I already have an account, so I'll just simply sign into my own. You'll be brought to a page that looks like this. We want to create a course repository on GitHub. Navigate to create new right here. Click on the drop-down menu, click new repository. From here, choose yourself as an owner. Type in your repository name. In this case, I'll call it course repository. We can make our repository public if you want to share it or use it as a portfolio. We can make it private if you prefer, but public is fine for the course code. Don't touch template. Let's add a README, which creates a main page for your repository so it's not empty. We can optionally add a git ignore. We can also optionally add a license, but don't worry about that right now. Click create repository. Now we've created our course repository. We're ready to get actually coding. Now we want to create something called a clone of our repository onto our computer. Cloning means downloading the repository to your computer with Git, so VS Code can open it like a normal folder, and so Git can track our changes as we work. Navigate to VS Code. Navigate to a new window on VS Code. Click clone Git repository. Take the URL of the repository that we just made. Make sure that this is your username and the course repository and nothing else, otherwise it won't work. Hit enter and clone it somewhere that you won't lose it. In our VS Code, now we want to navigate to the folder that we just cloned. You can do that with open folder, navigate to the folder that you just created, and something like this will pop up. From now on, this folder is where we do everything. When we write code, we will write it inside this exact repository. When we finish a lesson, we commit and push changes so your GitHub stays updated. Now, we want to make sure VS Code is using the correct Python interpreter. Open the command palette under the View tab and type in Python select interpreter. From here, we want to pick the Python version that matches what we saw in our terminal earlier. In this case, it was 3.12.0 for my specific computer. This matters because some systems have multiple Python versions and you want VS Code to run the same Python that we installed. Now, inside the repository folder, create a file called hello.py. Navigate to new file right here, type in hello.py, and this will create a Python file for you. Type in print hello from Python. Save it using Control S. We can run our hello.py using the run command up here, which should give us something like hello from Python right down here. Optionally, from the course repository directory, we can also run python hello.py, which should give us the exact same thing. Now, we want to save this work to GitHub. I'll be showing you the full Git workflow that we'll be using constantly, so we're going to keep it simple and repeatable. First, let's check what changed. Type in git status. You should see hello.py listed as an untracked file right here. Now, we want to do something called staging the file. Staging basically means I want this change included in the next commit. Type in git add hello.py, which will add hello.py to the staging area. Type in enter. Now, we'll be running a commit command. A commit is a saved snapshot of your code at a point in time. Type in git commit. And this will be our commit message. For a commit message, we don't want to just type in gibberish. Our commit message should be descriptive, yet simple. In this case, add hello.py will suffice. Hit enter. If our commit was successful, we should see something like this. Now type in git push. And if a message shows up that looks something like this, then it's successfully been pushed to the repository. The first time you push, Git might ask you to sign in, which is normal. On GitHub, the recommended approach is using a personal access token instead of your password if prompted. If you get that prompt, you want to log into GitHub, generate a token, and paste it when Git asks for a password. Now, navigate to your Python course repository on GitHub. You should see a hello.py now, along with your commit message. Now, we've successfully set up our repository. We now have a local copy on our computer and a remote copy on GitHub. Anytime you make changes to the repository, you'll use the same 3 commands: git add, git commit, and git push. If you ever need to get the latest version from GitHub onto your computer, we can also use the git pull command. And that's our setup. We now have Python, VS Code, Git, and a GitHub course repository. From now on, every lesson will be inside this repository, and at the end of each video, we'll commit and push so your progress is saved and easy to review. In the next video, we'll start programming with variables, types, printing, and input. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.